Adriana from travelpreneur.com here in New Orleans at Essence Fest 2018. If you ever wanted to attend an Essence Festival next year or the years to come, watch for more tips in this beginner's guide. Essence Fest is not just any trip you just want to plan last minute. Number one, what are your goals? Are your goals to attend concerts at night, attend workshops and seminars and meet and greets during the day, or attend other events that's happening in town? You need to plan that out before you even arrive because there's so much happening. What your goals are will depend on where you stay. And that brings me to number two. If you are planning to go to just the concerts, then you want to stay near the Superdome. But if you want to attend the workshops, seminars, and the empowerment experiences, then you want to stay near the convention center. I want you to make a mental note that the Superdome and the convention center are not in the same location. They're actually about 30 minutes apart. So that brings me to my third point, your schedule. Now, you can't do everything that is happening while at Essence Fest because there are day parties, there are conferences and seminars and workshops that are happening, meet and greets, different events that are hosted by different companies and different organizations while you're trying to see what New Orleans has to offer. You can't do everything. You're going to have to pick and choose, and that's why you need to make priority what your goals are so that can determine what you want to do. So join Eventbrite. Follow your faves on IG so that you'll know when pop-ups happen, if they're in town, if they're holding a brunch. Download the Essence app so you'll know what workshops are happening at what time and where. This brings me to my fourth point about balance. You can't do everything that's happening in town because there are day events, there are concerts, and there are after parties and things happening at breakfast. So you have to eat well, sleep well, and hydrate. And don't forget to take your breaks. Take your naps. Besides having energy, you want to look fly. And that brings me to my fifth point, what you wear at Essence Fest. You're going to see people dress all the way up and you're going to see people dress all the way down. And that was shocking to me, but you have to find what's good for you. I suggest, depending on the weather, depending on the event, you want to bring a variety of clothes to fit your mood at the time. Because if you're tired, you're not going to want to wear heels at the night concerts. Mind you, the streets are kind of hard to walk on because there are cracks, holes, potholes, and you don't want to sprain your ankle. And that brings me to my sixth point. If you wear it, you have to be able to walk in it because the traffic here, when you're headed to the concert at night, is not pretty. If you haven't started already, please be sure that you're conditioned to walk at least 20 minutes or more at any given time. And I would say taking an Uber after the concerts may not be your best bet, so you're going to have to walk. Now, my seventh point is book early your Airbnb, book early your hotels, book your tickets early, book events early because you can miss out on some great deals. Last year, I had a place for less than $1,000 for a duration of 4 days. I'm paying more than that now because I decided to wait. Now that brings me to my eighth point and my most important point, because if you've seen the movie Girls Trip, then that means you have an expectation of what Essence Fest is. And however great the movie was, it's not going to be your experience. So don't compare your experience here to Girls Trip. Let your weekend prevail by what you've learned, who you've met. Let that be your experience. Let that be your expectation. And while you're setting expectations and while you're meeting people, you can also find your squad. And that brings me to my ninth point. And if you're a part of groups like Black Travel Movement and the No Madness Travel Tribe, then I know you know dozens of others who are attending the festival too. So hang out with them, hook up with them, find a way to connect. And my last point is to those who have physical limitations, whether it be you are in a wheelchair, if you're with a cane or need some sort of assistance getting from one place to the next. I've seen my mom in the past few days be challenged by walking, be challenged by getting up the stairs in the Superdome to get to her seat. And I want to let you know, make you aware, that way you can raise your voice about getting more accommodating places and options for you to get to the concerts, to the convention center, and to different events that are happening around town. Pause. I knew there was something else I forgot. See me in the next video for more tips.